What's going on, everybody? Leo here, and welcome back to another episode of the Diaz Traveling Show. We find our way moving over to Africa, North Africa to be exact. We are in Morocco for this part of our trip. Now, I always want to say Monaco when we are talking about this place, but nope, it's definitely Morocco. Two totally different places and two totally different feels. One of the first things that we noticed when we came here is it's just such an overwhelming feeling when we're walking around, especially the Medina, the old town. It is so crowded in some parts of it that if you suffer from claustrophobia, this will be your nightmare. Now, some places were a little bit better than others. Even the cities, we went to several different cities around Morocco, and each one had a bit of a different feel, but at the same time, they all had the same feeling. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you go to one city to the next, they have their little parts of the city that are really, really crowded and really congested. And it was extremely difficult for us to feel at ease. We were constantly on guard, watching our belongings and watching where we were going because there were so many people going down the alleyways or down the walkways and the streets, really. And you have motorbikes zipping by, so really on guard for the majority of our trip here. The Medina and the souks and the markets and whatnot were congested, and it was almost impossible for us to just take a leisurely stroll around the city. The merchants, they were extremely aggressive, and people would follow you because they were trying to get you to go to their guest house or to their restaurant. It was really aggressive, and it was just, again, not relaxing by any means. We did find a bit of a reprieve by going up the stairs and up to the patios and terraces overlooking the city. Now, this gave us a bit of perspective, and it also gave us a little bit of a break because it wasn't so busy up there, and you could genuinely see how packed some of these cities actually are. It was also cool because we went towards the evening where the call to prayer was happening, and it was actually quite cool to see it and hear it and just see kind of everyone flocking to their places of worship. Now, we were also able to get out of the main cities, away from all the hustle and bustle, and connect with nature. So this was kind of a fun part. We went off towards the mountains and were also able to stop by some of the older villages. And you get to actually see a lot of Morocco's natural beauty, especially going up the mountains. The Atlas Mountains weren't too far away, so we were able to drive there. We hired a driver. We had a guide take us up the mountainside, and you were just able to kind of walk around and really be away from all the chaos in the city. One final thing we got to do as well was meet up with some friends from Calgary. And it's crazy because no matter where we go, we're always able to find someone that we know. And it's just awesome because it adds to our experience, and we're able to relate to people, and we're able to just share with these experiences. And it just shows you again how small this world actually is. But it was super cool because they were able to take us around the last city that we went to before we left Morocco. And it was awesome. I mean, we got to see them pretty much every day we were there. But still, we were able to go explore a little bit more. And we found ourselves on one of those double-decker sightseeing buses. Now, I highly recommend these things. As cliche as they are, it's such an awesome way to get around and see kind of all the major sites that the city's known for. And then you can kind of go back and revisit them. So I highly recommend jumping on one of these bad boys. We make it a mission to try and find those in every city that we go to. Just make sure you get the front of the bus, because if you can, ooh-wee, that's the place to be. Feels like you're driving, and I think that was one of Dom's favorite places to be. Now, being teachers, we always love to check out schools in other countries when we can, and I'm so glad that our friend was able to take us to her school so we could actually see what it was like there. I'm pretty sure it got Dominic excited to go back to school when we get back to Canada, and it just reminded me of how good of a student I was when I was younger. Well, that concludes our time in Morocco. I hope you guys had fun because we had an absolute blast. Come join us on our next adventure, and until next time, stay tuned and stay safe.